In this video, I am going to be going over the Start menu on Windows computers. My name is Hannah, and I want to welcome you to my channel. I am all about helping people gain confidence with technology because it's so important. In my previous video, I talked about what taskbars are and what they can do, as well as performing a search through the taskbar. Now, if you are a complete beginner when it comes to computers and technology, I would strongly recommend checking out my previous video, which I will put right here, and all you have to do is click on it, to help you get caught up and understand everything that we discuss going forward. Now, I'm going to share my computer screen so we can begin. Taskbars are really a gateway to whatever you might need to access on your computer. And that's where we're going to find the Start menu. The Start menu is going to be the window-looking icon on the left side of your taskbar. And when you hover over it, it is going to say Start above it. If you're unable to see the taskbar and you are watching on your phone, it's likely because you are zoomed in. So if you pinch with your fingers and zoom out, that should fix the issue. It's a great feature, but for something like this, where what I'm trying to show you is at the very bottom of the screen, it can make it difficult to see everything. To activate the Start menu, all I have to do is click on the window icon, and it's going to bring up a lot of different icons. So let's break this down. Up at the top, we have a search bar, which is essentially the same thing that we learned down here in the previous video. It's going to do the exact same thing. So if I click on it, it's going to bring me back to that same dialog box with the different trending things, as well as any things that I might have used recently. And if I start typing in there, it's going to bring me up the same options, trying to find the application or document that I'm looking for, or give me web suggestions. Coming back to the Start menu, I have a pinned section below the search bar, and those are favorites. So if there is an app that you like to use a lot, you can pin that to this section, and it will automatically appear here when you open the Start menu. Below the pinned section is recommended apps or documents that you might have used. And typically you're going to have recently added things in this section. So I just downloaded CapCut on my computer recently, and that's why that's showing there. If I click on More next to Recommended, it's going to give me a long list of recommended things. And again, these are things that I've recently added or I recently used. And to go back, all I have to do is click the back button. Up at the top next to Pinned, it says All Apps, and this is where I can access, you guessed it, all of my apps. This page is nice because it separates all of the apps by alphabetical order. The search function is nice if you happen to know what part of the title is, but if you don't remember all of the name of the app and you only remember what letter it starts with, this is a good place to go to. So let's say that I only remember that the app that I'm looking for starts with a C. All I have to do is scan, and then when I find the app that I'm looking for, it's right there. Another helpful tip is if you don't want to have to scroll all the way down to find the section that you're looking for, if you click on any of the letters, just the plain letters, it's going to bring you up the alphabet. And you can click on any of the black letters and it will take you to that section. If it's grayed out, that's going to mean that there is nothing titled with that letter. And as a rule of thumb, if something is grayed out on your computer, it's probably not going to be accessible. I can see that there is a Z that is black, and so that's going to mean that there is an application starting with Z. And if that was the letter that I was looking for, this would be a much quicker shortcut than having to scroll all the way down to Z. And if I decided that for whatever reason I didn't actually want to be in this alphabetical list, I can go back up here and click back, and it's going to take me to the previous page. Down on the bottom left is my account name, and if I click on that, it is going to bring up some different options. I can go in and change account settings, I can lock it, or I can sign out. So if you are using this computer with someone else and they have a different user profile, you would be able to sign out and they would be able to use it. Or if this was a public computer, you would want to make sure that you are signing out when you are done using it so that no one else can have access to your information. And then on the bottom right-hand side, we have a power button. If I click on it, it's going to give me some options. So I have some sign-in options. If I needed to go and change my password, I could do that. I have a sleep function. And again, if I'm ever not sure what something is going to do, if I hover over it, I'm likely going to get extra information about what that function is. So the sleep button, it says that the PC will stay on, but it will use low power. Apps will stay open, so when the PC wakes up, it's instantly back to where I left off. So that might be a good option, especially if I wasn't going to be away for a very long time, or I was working on a project and I didn't want to have to close it out. Below that is shut down, and so this is going to do exactly what it sounds like. It's going to shut the entire computer down, and that is also going to close any apps that are open. I think it's a good habit to get into shutting down your computer. It's going to save energy and it's going to prolong the life of your computer, but that's really going to depend on the situation. And then at the bottom, we have a restart option. This is just like the shutdown option, where it's going to completely turn off your computer, but then it is going to restart it again. I also want to point out that just because you open a menu doesn't mean that you have to stay in there. If I decided that I don't actually want to choose any of these options, all I have to do is click off of there. I can either click into this other menu and it will take me back to there, or I can click off of the menu altogether and click on my desktop and it will close all of the menus. That was a walkthrough on how to use the Start menu on your Windows computer. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing and checking back in for new videos that will help you gain confidence with technology. I'll see you in the next video.